Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the Star Chronicles. My name is Troy Hill, joined here with Lisa and Kyle. Ryan is out on special assignment. Um, I'm dealing with the bye week blues. Not a lot of action going on around me. Did dive or did dabble a little bit with other teams, seeing what things looked like for myself. What have you guys done so far, Lisa?
I mean, bye weeks are blissful for me because there's no cowboy, drama, stress, whatever of a game. But yeah, I mean, I watched a lot of football, obviously, other than the Cowboys. And I mean, nothing was really super shocking to me except for the 49er game Monday night.
Hmm.
And they've been bitten by the injury bug and they're not invincible, turns out. It Monday night's game almost made me feel worse about our game.
Yeah, no, I kind of have the same feelings about that. I mean, I guess there's a couple of ways you could look at it. I mean, either your team is um, just not wasn't prepared whatsoever, so maybe there is a little hope where they can make adjustments to be competitive, or they just literally just suck. What do you think, Kyle?
Yeah, it goes back to what I said weeks ago. Like, no one wins this. No one wins the Super Bowl in September. You know what I mean, or early October. It's a long season, man. The 49ers weren't going to go 17-0. You know what I mean? It's just
Hmm.
teams get their ass beat all the time. It's not like Brady's immune to getting beat when he's with the Patriots. You know what I mean? Like there were weeks where his team got smoked, and they rebound. It happens. It is football. You know what I mean? Other teams get paid too. So.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, the Vikings, they're not a powerhouse, but on that night they had their number, you know what I mean? And like I said, the 49ers are banged up a little bit, and so, it's any given Sunday, so,
Oh, it's,
Yeah.
it's it's very very true. But
yeah.
that being said, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like watching, looking over the landscape of the NFL. It does kind of put things like maybe in a little bit different perspective. If you're a Cowboy fan, it might make you feel like we're not that far off. It might
Mhm.
make you think that you're on par with just about everybody else. Or you could be like our owner and think that you don't need to make no changes whatsoever. Thoughts, Kyle? Because I think obviously things need to be changed a little bit, not to the extremes of maybe picking up a Derrick Henry or something like that. But what do you think about that?
I, I think it's stupid to just be complacent. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I mean, I said I hate to compare us to the Eagles, but like they're doing what they can to get better. You know what I mean? They traded peanuts for a safety. You know what I mean? They got,
Mm-hmm.
not that Julio Jones scares me or he's elite anymore, but they got Julio Jones. They're trying to improve on areas that they can improve on. And for Dallas, just sitting like, I like our team. We'll just wait to see what happens. And they have to call us. Like, you are letting every opportunity go by you because other teams, GMs are making phone calls. And if you're sitting by the phone, it's like being that guy in high school afraid to ask the hot girl to a date. I'll just sit back and wait and she'll contact me.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's 10 other guys that want to go on a date with this chick. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to sit there and wait for a phone call. You're gonna let it pass you by. You know what I mean? Like, it
Yep,
just,
and then then she'll give you a call 30 years later where she does not look like the same girl that you
yeah,
loved
exactly.
that you loved in high school.
It's just
She just ain't the same. But
yeah.
I mean, what's your thoughts on that, Lisa? Because I mean, like I said, I think obviously there's some things that we need to maybe try and improve upon, specifically offensive line. Um, things like that. Because I mean, my the way I look at it is, I don't give a damn who you get in here to run the ball. I think, me personally, I think it's more the offensive line being banged up and just not blocking worth a damn right now. So what are your thoughts? Are you looking at, when you're talking about changes? Are you looking at like something like subtle changes to help improve the team? Or are you talking like changes, like home run type changes?
I mean, the hardcore, I mean, like the fan girl in me would love to see some kind of like splash move, but it's that we all know that's not going to happen right now. Like if it was somebody like Pat Surtain, I would be beside myself with glee.
Mhm.
However, we know that's not going to happen financially, if for no other reason. But, and for whatever reason, the Joneses just seem to want to hang on to their draft picks, even if it was a second. Like, I would be willing to give up a one for Pat Surtain because he's that, he's that good. But
Mhm. Gee, that's so rich though. Still, Jesus. Whew.
he's good enough. Like I wouldn't mind to give up a one for him. I mean, especially if you think, I mean, I do feel like we're more than one player away, but with, and it, like your offensive line, yes, you need to shore that up. But at this point, are you just paying for bodies, like for depth? You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
who's going to be available on the trade block that would be able to contribute significantly?
Mhm.
I mean, I don't really get where Jerry's coming from because you do have areas that you need to address, I feel like, but especially like Kyle said, like the Eagles are always, if they have a need when this time rolls around, they address it. I mean, they've done
Mhm.
it before. They do it specifically in the draft.
Mhm.
Like, Jerry is getting out GM'd by pretty much for sure Philly. I mean, and then most of the other GMs in the league, I think, are out GMing him. But, we're just.
Do you think and I'll give this to anybody who wants to answer. Do you think that because we always, especially this particular show, we're always talking about salary cap. We're always concerned about salary cap because it is a big deal. It is a big deal. I mean, Ron shared something earlier about it's not that big of a deal, but it's still a big damn deal. Um, it depends on how far you want to go with it. If you want to send your team to the Stone Ages and stuff, or if you don't win, you go to the Stone Ages for a few seasons and then maybe you can bounce back, which I wouldn't want to do that. But do you think sometimes the whole idea of salary cap kind of cripples this team as far as the mindset of a Jerry Jones and a Stephen Jones go? That they take it too damn far?
I think lately they have been. I do.
Agree.
I
Because
think they
if
got.
this, go ahead.
I think they signed some guys to some really bad contracts in like maybe the Romo era, and so they're always kind of behind the eight ball money wise. And then I feel like they spent so many years trying to get back to we're gonna just sign these guys to contracts. Remember how many years we signed guys to 1 year contracts, 2 year contracts? You know what I mean? For nothing. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because they were trying to always, I mean, to, to fix their salary cap because they just guys like Miles Austin, they overpaid for Miles Austin, and he gets cut, and like 5 years later, he's still counting against the cap. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like this team is good enough to where they're not an 8-8 team. They're a pretty good team, and I think a move or two to push them over the edge would, you're not going to destroy your cap doing that. I mean, just
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm at a point where it's like you got to kind of put your chips all in at this point. I mean, how many we got to stop playing conservative at some point. Go for it.
Right.
What's your thoughts, Lisa Lee?
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like, and I would, unlike you, like I would be willing to go all in for one Super Bowl right now, even if that meant we were in a little bit of a peril for the next 3 to 5. I'm good with that because think about where we've been. Like we haven't been in it for almost 30.
Yeah, no, yeah. I understand. Don't get me wrong. I understand where you're coming from, but still, isn't there something about being said about being a dynasty still?
For what? You can't even win one. How are you going to win 10?
I know. I
Well, that's
agree. Do you think the
yeah,
Rams care about being a dynasty? They don't care. They won a Super Bowl. The Bucks won a Super Bowl. Brady's gone. They at least they got one. You know what I mean? I don't know.
yeah.
We see the jokes every damn week about 27 years, the last
That's
time
the
Dallas won Super Bowl.
only, yeah, and that's the only thing.
Hmm.
DVDs weren't even a thing yet. We're VHS era. You know what I mean? Like every damn day, all I see is memes of Dallas
But
Cowboys. Like I don't
but
care about a dynasty. I want one.
there's other teams you could throw in that pot as well that may have been to a Super Bowl since then, but they haven't won it.
They're not the
You know,
Dallas Cowboys. They're not owned by Jerry
well,
Jones.
that's true too. Because
And
I believe like the Niners and stuff, they're probably still sitting there trying to get that disc man not to skip and stuff, like it's not like they say it's not supposed to skip, just like maybe like we are. Yeah, they've been to the dance a couple of times, but still, I
Yeah,
mean,
but something about the
are we are we
Niners
are
and
we are we
Dallas.
are we
Yeah.
celebrating over appearances or what? I mean, I guess
At this point, I
the Bills have a
would.
lot to celebrate a lot.
At this point, I would. I would celebrate. I would lose my religion if we got in the NFC Championship game.
I know. It's been
I'll see
27
that.
Like that's how
years.
sad it is to me.
I know.
That's how
Nah,
Yeah.
sad the state of the union is that I would be happy with I would be thrilled with an NFC championship berth.
see,
Like
and see, that's where I'm like still like the opposite. I'd be pissed off if we lost, and then you can sit there and tell me, well, at least we made it. I wouldn't give a damn.
oh,
I
Lord.
wouldn't. I know. I
Because
mean,
I
I
would
just
feel
wouldn't.
like at least we were one step closer. Now, granted, you know, you it kind of goes back to the Dak conversation. Like whatever it is, whatever it is that has been happening for the last 28-ish, it hasn't worked.
Yeah.
So whatever the change is going to be, whether it's going all in right now to get you, make a splash play and do a trade, or whether it's trading, draft capital right before the draft to then either have more draft picks or to go get somebody right before the draft, or
Hmm.
whatever that looks like, something has to give.
Yes. Well, I get
And
that.
it's like if the Rams, we kind of thought they would be in football
Hell,
purgatory
but
for a
they
long
haven't.
time.
Yeah, but they haven't been.
They're kind of competitive still, and we're going to
Hmm.
get a first row seat to that on Sunday.
Hmm. No, you're right. So, I mean, just a show of hands. Well, we can't see hands, but I can sense it because I'm still strong with the force. Um, Sertan, all of a
That's a
sudden,
pipe dream.
all of a sudden, no, I'm just saying, just hypothetically, just all of a sudden, Jerry's sitting there, drinking his scotch or whatever. His phone rings, and it's the owner, the Broncos, saying, "We were wondering if you give a first round draft pick for Sertan, and you guys would be good with him giving up that one for next year, huh?"
Absolutely.
Kyle.
At this point, I don't care anymore because like this team has been holding on to those goddamn draft picks like they're worth more than gold. Like I hate to say it, but I'm not. I hate to say it. Their draft picks lately have not been great. This draft class has been downright terrible. Last year's was okay. Tyler Smith has been okay. He hasn't been great this year. That rest of that draft class has not been good. I mean, the Tristan Hill draft class was awful. The draft class where we drafted, besides getting Micah Parsons, that draft class looks awful. Jabril Cox is gone. Who was the second? Kelvin Joseph is gone. Nashon Wright doesn't even play. He's a special team guy. We're getting no production for these draft picks. I mean, what the hell, man? Go for it. Jesus Christ. They got to, at some point, they have to go for it because they're letting teams pass them by. Like the Eagles are passing them by. San Fran is passing them by. Like, you've got to do something, man.
Okay, so for giggles, okay, everybody says they would give up that one. And you know what? I'm actually going to agree with you guys. And I would give up the one just not because of this year, because it kind of makes me, kind of gives me that warm and fuzzy feeling thinking of a Sertan, a Diggs, and a damn Bland out there next year. That would make
Exactly.
me.
Yeah,
So
Right.
looking
exactly.
on that
Yeah.
perspective, I mean,
But
Yeah.
the thing that would be about bringing Pat Surtain in right now is he gives you back that edge where Stefan doesn't have to be the guy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it's almost like Trayvon Light coming back, but Pat Surtain is as good or better, I think, of an actual coverage corner than like with Trayvon, you're going to get the home run a lot of the
Mhm.
time. Like it's high risk, high reward. But and let's be honest, like in that draft where Pat ended up going to the Broncos, like if he'd have been available when we picked, we would have picked him over Micah
He's the guy. Yeah,
Parsons.
he's the guy
yeah,
I wanted. He's the guy I originally wanted. I was like, I
Yeah.
want that. I wanted Sertan. No disrespect to Micah. I thought,
Yeah.
I wanted a corner that year, and I wanted Pat Sertan to fall to us because I thought
Yeah.
he was the best corner in that draft. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I wanted.
okay. Well, there's a since we're in hypothetical land again. Still, um, the owner down there in Tennessee, he's sitting there thinking to himself, "We ain't got no shot. Things ain't working out." Hey, Jera, wonder what you want to give up for a Derrick Henry? And I'm saying, I would give up me. I'm not giving up anything more than a 5. That'd be the highest I would give up. But would you give up a 5, or you think that's ridiculous, or do you think that's right on point, or you think it like more like a 4? Because I don't. I mean, I don't see anybody. I mean, we've seen trades like this and things like this happen before in the past, where people end up giving up a 6th or a 7th or some crap like that. But the Cowboys always get stuck with like these deals. They're giving up way more. Well, what's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I would need to look at the numbers. I mean, like I think Derrick Henry's in the last, or maybe he's on a 1-year deal, or it's the last year of his deal or something. I know they were all trying to get paid, but where the running back specific, the specific running back group is concerned, I think that those issues aren't player specific. I feel like it goes back to
The line.
the inefficiencies of the offensive line. So I don't know that there's anybody you could bring in here short of, I'm trying to think of someone right off the bat that would be like, it's like that game changing running back that maybe one of those speedsters from Miami, but he's hurt. But like with the problems with this offensive line, does any running back make this team better?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like if you got to be a stud. I mean, you
it's
got to
well,
be.
and it's like it's like the cart and the horse. Like, okay, if the offensive line is still shitty, it doesn't matter who you put back there, they're still going to struggle if they can't get, if they're getting hit 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage every time, it doesn't matter who it is.
True. Yeah, and I think that's. I mean, I do still think that's. I think that's a large 65-70% of the problem as far as the run game. It's just that the block. I mean, maybe they'll get healthier as time. Maybe it'll be a little bit different this week. If they hadn't sat a week and kind of recouped a little bit. Maybe it'll be a little bit better. What's your thoughts, Kyle? Since we're kind of playing imagination station with players.
Yeah, I would be willing to give up a 4th. So I for Derrick Henry, I hear you about the line, and I think the struggles, like Pollard's struggles, is because the line is not there. But I think Pollard and Henry are obviously 2 different backs. I think behind a struggling line, because this line hasn't been awful, but they've been struggling. Where I think Derrick Henry could make a little more out of nothing, whereas Pollard, he needs those holes to be there, just sort out those holes and just pop out and rip off 20-yard runs. You know what I mean? Like he needs a seam of a light. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what this line is not giving him. Yeah. I think Derrick Henry is a little more of a battering ram. You know what I mean? Like I think he could move the pile a little more, obviously, than a guy like Pollard. I get the line is the problem, but I think a guy like Derrick Henry kind of would mask that issue a little better. You know what I mean? Like I really do. And I think for a 1-year rental, you know what I mean? I think I'd be willing to, like I said, if we're talking about going all in, like I'm not giving up a 1st or 2nd, obviously, but you tell me if they call and they say they want a 4th or maybe a 4th that could turn into a 3rd, one of those deals, I think I'm pulling the trigger because I think a guy like that with Pollard, you know what I mean? Like, not to mention it brings safeties up in the box, you know what I mean? So you're going to open things up downfield, you know what I mean? Like I think I would, you know what I mean? I'm not saying he's the end all be all and he's going to fix all our problems, but if we're playing hypotheticals, I think I'd have to strongly consider it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or you just split more carries between Dowdle and Pollard, because I think Dowdle. I mean, Dowdle to me seems like he's more of a physical running back. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think he needs to touch the ball more. I think.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe if they gave him like 8 to 10 more carries a game, just like split it up, split it up some. Maybe that would help things out too. But I see people are already talking about they're talking about rumors about receivers too. But I think we're good at receiver.
I don't see any point. Yeah, I mean, if we're not getting the balls to these receivers, I mean, now we're gonna get the ball to Devontae Adams. I mean,
that doesn't make no sense. I mean, that really confused. I mean, yeah, I seem like Pyatt's got make it happen, Jared. I was like, well, some of the issues has been not having enough time to throw the ball, and I don't know. But is there any particular free agent, or not even a free agent, but is anybody that you guys think, that might be available that you would like to see? I mean, I know Lisa said already that there's not like an offensive lineman. I mean, which I kind of agree with you on that standpoint. There's not going to be an offensive lineman that we could pick up from another team who's also going to just like put us up to the next level in run blocking and all this other stuff. But is there any outside of Surtain that you think that you will want if there was a possibility?
I haven't really studied it, but I don't think so. Like, unless I don't want to do one of those where we bring in like another freaking tight end. And I'm sorry, the Zach Ertz conversation was about to make me rip my own eyelids off. Like,
You noticed that I did
Uh,
not. You noticed I didn't entertain it one time.
I threw water. I will say on my part, I threw water on it because it's not true. I don't know where he keeps getting this information, like the Kyle Pitts trade. It's not
right.
true. It's not
Well,
true. That's why I didn't entertain it all either. That's why I just said it's not true.
yeah.
So,
And my
Yeah.
thing is like, but I can totally see this front office bringing in,
Mhm.
yeah, like that. We'll just use that as an example. Bringing in Zach Ertz and thinking they did something.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything, but bring in somebody who's not only on the back nine, he's already teed off on 18. Like,
Yeah.
it's done. Like, he may have even gone out of bounds on the off the tee. Like, he's in a bad way. And like acting like you did something because it's a name that used to be good. You know, like
Hmm.
Jerry and Steven do that kind of crap all the time. And
All the
it's like,
time. Yeah.
it's even like,
Yeah, remember when literally wheeled in Eddie George like several years
yeah.
ago?
Eddie George.
Remember
Oh
that?
my
Remember
God.
that?
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Buck and a half a
Yeah.
carry at that point. you know, yeah,
I
I
don't want to
love my
make a move if it's irrelevant. I
yeah,
guess that's the
Yeah.
bottom line. Is if it's going to make a difference, then absolutely push your chips in. But
yeah, I
for
had to
a
check them because we got tight ends already.
He's not. Yeah.
Tight ends are not a need. They're young. They need
and
repetitions.
I'm
Utilize
sorry,
what you
but the
Yeah.
got.
one they drafted ain't it so
No,
far.
no, not yet. But not. I mean, with that being said, though, I'm still not thinking about drafting trading up or trading it for a tight end.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
They should just
I don't
resign.
know.
They should just resign Dallas Schultz and moved on or threw another tag on him or whatever. But
Yeah, he's not playing well either. A matter of
he
fact,
isn't
I think
now.
he's hurt now.
Oh, really? Oh,
Maybe
wow.
he plays in Houston, and
Yeah.
my friends in Houston were like, "How is he?" I was like, "He's going to catch the ball, and wherever he catches it, that will be the total yardage you get. He's not going to be, he's just like Jason Witten. He's not a runner after the catch.
Hmm.
Wherever he catches it, that's where it ends." And they called me like week 4, and my guy friend was like, "You're absolutely right." I was like, "Duh, I knew that." Like,
Hmm.
we watched him for a lot of years. Like, I don't think re-signing him. I like the 2 young ones, especially Ferguson, but
Yes.
is Hendershot hurt?
Not sure.
I think so. But yeah, so I don't care. I'm done with tight ends for now.
Yeah, I no, I totally agree. And I think I know where that site that information is being spread around. It's like a site called like Sport Kita or something like that. You guys know
Mm.
what I'm talking about?
No, because it's ridiculous.
But they're always posting bull jive all
Yeah.
the damn time. Oh, so and so said he has an interest in this player, and Jerry said it's too hot for TV. Stupid crap like that. It don't even make no damn sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry said I can't talk or elaborate on it because it's just too hot for dang dumb TV.
Yeah.
Anyways, just stupid stuff. But yeah, I don't pay attention. But it's even worse now than what it was, a few years ago, like the Bleacher Report stuff, back in
But
the day when they were
literally,
posting
all
bull
you
crap.
have to do is get on Twitter and look for. I mean, a lot of them are crazy too. Like Mike Fisher's gotten to be one of the clickbaiters, but like, just go follow Jane Slater. She's going. If it is happening, she's going to be the one most likely to not necessarily break it, but
Yeah.
like, it's credible if it comes from her.
Yeah.
Her,
Or
John, like I said, I've said it before. I agree with you. It's
yeah,
her,
like
John
John.
Machota,
Yep.
Michael Gelkin, and I think Brian Broaddus too. Brian Broaddus is the one
Yeah.
he's like, I've talked to people in the organization. That Zach Ertz thing is not true. There's no, like, he answered it
Right.
twice on Twitter. It's not true. So,
Well, and the thing with Brian Broaddus too, he's kind of. I mean, he's different in a lot of ways, but he's got his little gang of 7, which is
exactly. He's plugged in all over the league. Exactly. Yeah.
deep plugged in. So like, if
Yeah.
things are about to happen, I'm sure that he knows about things that are going to happen before they even happen. He just
Yeah.
can't say it on the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, if he were to say, "Don't be surprised," he says this a lot. "Don't be surprised if da 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 da." Then I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
my spotty senses are tingly, and
Yeah.
because he is so plugged in. Like
Yeah. But yeah,
Pat
those are my
McAfee
more
isn't
two.
really my
Yeah.
credible source.
No,
Like,
yeah,
No,
he's an idiot. Yeah.
no, that's a whole other conversation with that guy. But
Hmm.
I think, I just think, I don't get it. I don't get where some of this information. I mean, but again, it's like the SI, they got somebody right. There's always like it always turns into what they would like to have, what the Cowboys to do, and all
Yeah.
of a sudden that turns in this is what the Cowboys should do, and all of a sudden this is the rumor, this is what they're working on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just turns and like it just like evolves in like this crazy ass thing. That's not even close to being true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't get it. Rams Sunday, the 12 noon game. I hate noon games.
I freaking love them
Oh Jesus, why?
because
Yeah.
then
Why?
I can still have the rest of my. The main reason is I don't have to not talk trash for 7 hours. My game is over. Good. We win. I can talk trash the whole rest of the day. Versus if we play at 3:30, I have to wait until 6:30 to start talking trash. Or God forbid we have a night game. I can't talk trash till the next day.
Well, I guess for your convenience of your
I
trash
trash
talking,
talking.
trash
Yeah.
talking,
Jeez.
I get it. So you guys are gonna wake up bright and early for this game and stuff. Have the breakfast cooking and
Yep. I
first
get up
first.
early anyway, though. I'm old, so
Well, shit. I'm old too, but guess what? That alarm's gonna go off at about 11:50. And
see,
I'm gonna
I wish I could sleep that late. I just can't.
and I'm gonna snooze it to like about 11:59.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna proceed to pull one part of the blanket down where one of my eyes is pointing towards the TV. That's the first quarter of broadcasting for me, and that's just the way it's gonna have to be. I just never liked the noon game. When I was a kid, I was like bored. I always want stuff to do, but no, I like that sleep. I like sleep time. You know. So, um, thoughts on the game? Trap, danger there.
Well, I don't think it's a trap game. It's not like they're terrible, but they're. I don't know.
You
It should be
think?
a good game. It should be interesting. I mean, I don't. I think Dallas wins, but I don't. I'm not
I
taking the
just
Rams lightly, and I don't think anybody else should be taking the Rams lightly.
Mm-mm.
Well, I just want them to just perform quickly, and I just want because I mean this is a test because this is the bye week, and we always see the
Hmm.
Cowboys come dragging out like they never played football before. So maybe it'll be a little bit different.
Hmm.
I mean, not the most toughest opponent, but yet it's
They're better
very
than they're sneaky. They're sneaky. They're better than people think. I
yeah.
think the Rams are. And I'll be the first to admit I thought they were going to be, cupcakes coming in, but their
Mhm.
rookie receiver, he's my biggest concern. The one Puka Nakua, I think is his
Hmm.
name.
Hmm.
Mhm.
He's really playing well. And then Cooper Cup's back. So that at the end of the day, they do still have Matt Stafford as their quarterback. So Matt's going to
They gotta
Matt
get.
at
Yeah,
some
they gotta
point.
get. They gotta get pressure on Stafford. You know what I mean? That
Yeah,
will
for sure.
negate the passes and the timing to Cooper and Nakua. They just gotta get pressure. I mean, that
Yeah,
line's got to defensive line got to get in his face.
yeah.
Yeah, I think they need to go into this game with the mindset that this is the biggest game of the season.
Every
My,
game should be the biggest game of the
well, I
season
mean,
from here on out.
very, very true. But I mean, this game here leads and opens up to a whole bunch of stuff. I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
you got a gauntlet coming up, so
yeah,
you better get it. Don't
that,
put yourself behind the eight ball even further. Like there's big
Yeah.
opportunities right now. Like
yeah,
you have the same record as the 49ers. You're one game back from the
Yeah.
Eagles,
Exactly.
and then you
Yeah.
play the
yep,
Eagles the very next week.
yep.
So
Hmm.
You could be a half a
you
game
could,
ahead in 2 weeks.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So just
So,
win the
but
ones you should win, and then hope for the best on the ones where you're maybe a little bit outmatched talent wise.
yeah, because I mean, to me, it's like the funniest thing I see when I go up and down my feed and stuff out there in the wonderful world of Facebook. You just had one job to do. It looks like I'm going to be an Eagles fan today. It looks like I'm going to be rooting for the Commanders, and all this shit. But at the end of the day, if the Cowboys do what they're supposed to do, you ain't got to waste all that time and emotion on another damn football team.
Hmm.
If the Cowboys go out there and perform and win and do what they're supposed to, I don't have to worry about Philly. I don't have to worry about the Niners. I don't have to worry about jack shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all about. I mean, I just wish we had that type of team. They're not there yet, where they take this stuff serious.
Mm-hmm.
They look at these as like they look at these like stepping stones, like milestones and stuff to the road on the road to the Super Bowl. I mean, they're just not there yet. I mean, hopefully they will be soon enough. So I
This
don't
is a
know.
random question. This is a random question.
Okay.
This is random. Let's say the Rams lose this week, right, to us, and they're what 3-5, whatever, and they're like, oh, you know what, this team's not really going anywhere. They're having a fire sale like the Broncos. What would you trade for Aaron Donald?
My entire soul.
Jesus.
Would you?
Well,
Would you? No. I'm serious. Would you give up a first round for Aaron Donald? They said, you know what? And Dallas was like, you know what? We needed a little, because there have been times in the past where like Philadelphia will make that trade for a Dominican Sue or somebody. You know what I'm saying? And kind of put them over the edge. Would you? Aaron Donald's available. Would you give him a first for him?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I think I would too.
how many years has he been in the league now?
It's been quite a bit. I mean, let's see. Let me
It's
look it up.
probably
real
been
quick.
like 8.
God, that would be unprecedented, wouldn't it?
Aaron.
Not because it's him. Like,
Yeah, I know, but
and he's not. He
Right.
has not to me had a drop off.
He's 30. Yeah, exactly. He's 32. Let's see. He's been in the league since
Oh, then it's probably more like 10.
shit.
Nine.
rookie. He was drafted in 14.
Yeah, so
He's
9, almost 10.
about 10 years.
A first for a 10. That's. I understand, but God.
I'm just
But
curious. Someone said it on the radio today. That's why. I mean, I'm not like out there thinking we should do it or anything. It was interesting. You know what I mean? Because a guy like that would kind of, I don't know, man, make this
He
defense.
immediately solidifies the middle. Like,
Yeah,
and
because
it
we're
gives
like, I
you
think
time to develop Mozzie.
exactly. 'Cause
Okay.
he's done
Osa-
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, Osa's playing well, and I think who's the other one? Oh, Hankins. Yeah, but Aaron Donald is better than all of them.
Yeah,
And it's not close.
Yeah, but a 1 for a player that's been in the league 10 years, that has never happened in the history of history, has it?
How's your first round pick from last year doing? Is he a value add?
He's on the field.
That's
He's
not
out
what I
there.
said. Is he a value
Who?
add?
Mozzie, he's out there.
No, I heard today he's only playing 26% of the defensive snaps. 26%.
Oh,
Matter of fact, let's go one step further. How's your second round pick working out? Is he a value add?
I can't remember.
The tight end?
Oh no.
Okay.
Um,
So I don't care if it's somebody that's been in the league 15 years, if they haven't had a drop off, and they're still playing like Aaron Donald is, why not?
I'm just curious. Like I said,
This goes back to like what we talked about. At some point, you have to choose a different path if you want a different result.
That's one hell of a path.
But I think he's different. He's different.
Oh no, I understand that.
I wouldn't give it up for somebody else. There's few people that have been in the league that long that I would give up that kind of draft capital.
But you're giving up. I mean, for certain that makes sense because there's like an actual future, But I mean,
okay, real quick. What do you always? I think your biggest gripe with this team is always what? When we lose, we can't stop the run, right? We come with that, if we gotta face the 49ers, we gotta stop McCaffrey. I think this guy instantly helps that, and he gets pass rush. You know what I mean? Like, and I get what you're saying. Like, if we gotta face the Eagles down the road, we gotta stop Jalen Hurts. We gotta stop John J. Swift. You know what I mean? Like, they like to run the ball in Philadelphia. I think every time this team gets their ass beat, it's because we can't stop the run. You know what I mean? I don't know.
And with Aaron Donald, it's not only that he stops the run, but he also plugged up the middle that's going to free up Micah and all the rest of them to just run free. Because you got to pick your poison. Like you can't double Micah and Aaron Donald because then that's only going to leave you 7 to cover the other 10.
Yeah. like I said, this is just hypothetical bar talk. You know what I mean? I'm just
Yeah.
throwing it out there. I'm not
That's
for
a
it or
good one,
against
though.
it. It's just completely hypothetical, because they're a team that I think, personally, I don't think the Rams have a shot in hell making any noise this year. But if they were to sell to rebuild for the future, if he was available, what would it take? What would you do? I don't know. That's just
I don't know. I might have to have a few more of these $1 margaritas that are Applebee's for me to for me to agree on this one. Jesus, I mean that's just it's like I get where you guys are coming from, but that's and I'm just basing it on just how long he's been in the league because we've had. I mean, haven't we had players before that were like hasn't fallen off, but all of a sudden they put that Cowboy jersey on, they decide to fall off at that point.
not to his talent level, I don't think. I mean,
Mm-mm.
Michael Bennett. I mean, he was okay, but I mean, he's I don't know.
I wish I would have had a Michael Bennett at this stage in his career playing like he played stuff with us right now. I actually really do. You give me 3 or 4 of those type of guys and stuff with what we got going on right now. I just don't know.
Michael Bennett? Are you kidding me right now?
I liked Michael Bennett. Because
Yeah, I get it, but
at that time, he was the only person that was actually applying pressure and getting close.
Okay,
to the
fair, but you said you take him right now. Who you going to replace with him?
Yeah, that was a bad team. That was a bad defense when he came over to us. That was a really bad defense.
I'm saying I'm taking him with his ability back then. I'm not taking him today. I'm not.
No, I get it, but I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you said you would take him on this team right now. Okay, well, who would you replace?
I'd take him over Mozzie.
But I don't think he did. Did Michael Bennett play interior though?
I thought he did. I thought he was flipped around a little bit, or maybe not.
I feel like he was way undersized to be in interior, but maybe not. I don't know.
At least it's undersized because he didn't wear shoulder pads.
Yeah, he wore Fisher Price shoulder pads. Exactly.
Yeah, he wore the Fisher Price football playset pads or whatever.
Exactly. They look like paper plates.
Look, mommy, I'm a football player.
Yeah.
There you go, Jimmy. Jimmy out there in the backyard.
That's funny.
Well, as always, it's been a fun time talking Dallas Cowboy football here on this the bye week. It's slow and it's sad. Lisa's been happy because of the Rangers. Well, she's happy because of the Rangers and whatnot.
Game 1, baby, Friday night.
Yeah, that'll be on
Friday.
Night. Yeah, nice. And then that's when the posts are going to start coming up. I wish the Cowboys would look at the Rangers and all of a sudden get motivated because that shit happens.
They flat out asked him yesterday. The guys on the fan flat out asked him when they interviewed him, if it, and they worded it differently, but basically it was like, do you ever get a little bit jealous that all the other teams in the Metroplex have been to a conference championship or actually won it in the last 30 years?
God.
And he goes into, I will.
And see,
I like our team.
If this if I was Jerry, I'd be like, well, let's go ahead and just cut this interview. I like to go for a ride. Well, why are we over here at First Capital Bank? Because we're going to count all these billions of dollars I have.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
I got $9 billion.
Like, yeah. I counted up. It has been 8. The other 3 teams here, the Stars, the Mavs, and the Rangers, there have been either 8 either conference finals or actual final, like the actual championships. 8.
Yeah.
And it's about to be, this one is coming up 9. And then if they, God forbid, but please, God, let them win it. Then each one of the other 3 teams will have won an actual championship since the Cowboys have.
I think when people ask me about the Rangers' success motivates Cowboy players and stuff, I would think they would get more motivation watching Rocky and stuff over the bye week than what they would over anything that the Rangers are doing. I mean, that's just the way I feel about it. I mean,
No, I don't think it motivates the players and or the front office or anything, but it should. The Joneses should be mortified.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it motivates. They should be embarrassed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If they were a middle of the pack team, as far a middle of the pack operation, as far as what their team wealth is, they probably would be, but not when you're the largest, most highest ranked or money making franchise in sports.
But that's exactly the problem.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Like, you mean to tell me that? I mean, Philly's had a rough go of it, but they got bounced last night and they lost in the final. I mean, their basketball team lost and then Philly lost in the Super Bowl or whatever, but they've at least, I mean, it floors me.
Yeah. And it's like mindset. I want people to sit there and think that, because you have $9 billion, you don't care. I just think that's just Jerry Jones that don't care. Because if I had a team, I know I speak for all of us. If we had a team and we were worth $9 billion, we still want to bludgeon half every damn buddy, every single week, every damn season. We want to kick everybody's ass over and over and over again. So it's just the makeup of Jerry. It's not really the fact that, the $9 billion, that's what he's thinking about. But with me, I would still want to win. If that's what my business is, that's what my line of work is. I want to win, and of course I want the franchise to be successful, but I still want to win.
But he's got so much damn money where I hate to say he's lost his motivation, because that's usually what winning, motivates and, makes you money. But he's got so much damn money. This team hasn't done anything in 27 years, and they're still the most valuable franchise in all of sports across the world. You know what I mean? What more motivation does he have? You know what I mean? I don't know. He was hungry in '89. You know what I mean? And 88, you know what I mean? He had that team was losing money every month.
Around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now he's arguably, like I said, the team is worth how many billions of dollars? I mean, I'm not saying he's resting on his laurels or anything, but I don't know. He's not the hungry. Bobby said on the fan earlier. He's just he's not the wheeling and dealing Jerry we used to know. He's just plays it so safe now. I don't know. It's bizarre. It's
his ego at this point too. That's holding him back because he won't step down from being a GM.
Yeah, all I'm saying, being worth $9 billion. If I had a franchise worth $9 billion, all it would take for me is just to have a quarterback outside of my own sitting there saying they're going to Disneyland after winning a damn championship. That's all the motivation I would need. I'll be literally pissed off at any damn team celebrating or in the Super Bowl celebrating. Or my team is sitting at home. I would be mad. I'd be a shit owner in that regard, because nothing would ever be good enough. Nothing. I'm like, well, did we win? You're fired.
That's part of the other problem too. He's got so many other businesses. I mean, I know the Cowboys are his pride and joy, but this guy's got a million businesses. He's got, openings for this, and, he's doing some stadium, licensing thing he does. I mean, the guy's,
he got businesses doing. He got
like I said, he's not a full-time GM, and he's not a full-time NFL owner. You know what I mean? He's a part-time this, part-time that, part-time this. And I think that's why Dallas struggles the way they do, because he's,
he has a factory that makes smaller factories. Factories. just little stupid stuff. It's a money laundering business that he does. It's a laundering money anyway. So that's a whole other. We're gonna do that next, folks. Dallas Cowboys undercover and stuff. So yeah. But anyways, you got anything else to add this evening, Lisa?
No, I just. Now that week's over, so now it's all in every week till the end.
Damn right. What about you, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's been quiet. At least no one got arrested. You know what I mean? It's been relatively quiet and kind of flying on the radar. Hopefully, they pull out a win this week.
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to be calling one of you guys in the next couple of days, and we're going to have to do some breaking news podcast. You just jinxed the whole damn thing, Kyle.
I was about to say, it's only Wednesday.
I know. But they did stay out of trouble. They did so far. They did stay out of trouble.
Right. So. If people traveled, we didn't know about it. We didn't know where they were going. We didn't.
So we'll give you guys time to guess who this player is going to be. We'll see you guys in a couple of days. But anyways, on behalf of myself, Lisa Lee, and Kyle, we'd like to say thank you for listening into the program, and we'll see you guys next time. Here are some more Dallas Cowboy talk, and hopefully a Dallas Cowboy victory. And the famous words of Jimmy, how about them Cowboys?